Hey, so I have created a beautifully sequenced yoga flow that supports gut health and digestion. This is a practice that I do daily because I have terrible gut issues, and coming back from Bali has really ramped that up. Bloating, cramping. If you're here, you already know the situation, so I don't have to tell you. But grab your favorite yoga mat, grab some stretchy pants, find a spot, and let's get started. Welcome to New Moon Wellness. Let's begin today's practice by coming into this beautiful thunderbolt pose, resting our hips down on our heels, and you can space your legs out as much as you need to. Grab some blocks and just sit it between your legs. Also, if you need to, just find a comfortable position that's like this. If your legs are off to the side, perfectly fine as well. But come into a thunderbolt or a variation of that. And let's start this practice by setting an intention, breathing fully into our bellies, breathing in through the nostrils. Let's give a big inhale. Exhale, breathe it out. Inhale all the way in. Exhale, release that breath out through the lips. Few moments like this. Really bringing that awareness into that lower abdomen, into our belly, into our gut. Just setting an intention here to support our body as much as we can, and to be thankful for when our body supports us, even if that is by letting us know when it needs help, when it needs us. And we're slowly going to make our way to the knees. Remove a block if you had it. Reach the arms up. Inhale, space between each finger. Exhale, float the hands down. Sink it back onto the heels. Inhale, come up on the knees. Reach the arms up. And exhale. Few cycles just like this, being intentional with our breath, inhaling as we rise and exhaling as we sink it down to the earth again. Last time. And exhale, hands come down to the mat. Find yourself in tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Untuck those toes, drop the belly, carve it up. Make your way into a cow position. Exhale, dome the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, drop the belly. And you can make small circles here as you move back and forth. The main point of these poses, these asanas, is to just use your breath and body to unite. So just making sure on your inhale you're dropping the belly, carving that nose up, and exhale, moving into cat. And on your next cat, with your spine kind of domed, sink it back onto your heels, kiss the toes together, drop it down into a child's pose. Provide as much space as you possibly can for your belly to just fully relax. A lot of the times when we might be backed up, our digestive is not working with us, I guess I would say. It's because it needs room to relax. A lot of the times we feel stress or tension in the body, and that takes place on the inside too. What we feel on the outside, what we think, also plays a role in how our body shows up every single day. That's why this gentle practice is kind of a restorative practice for our gut health. So we're just going to let the body fully relax in order for our body to start that healing process. Reach over to the left, walk those hands over, stack that right hand on top of the left. Breathe into that right side body. And exhale deeply, push all the air out the body. Inhale, walk the hands to the center. And on your next exhale, walk the hands over to the right. Stack that left hand on top of the right. Breathe in. And blow it out. Breathe in and walk yourself back to the center. Look up. Exhale, coming back into that tabletop. Lift the feet and just windshield wipe before you sit down and extend the legs all the way out underneath you. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, seated forward fold. Bend into the knees here as much as you can. Drop the head, let it hang. Drop the shoulders, feeling those shoulder blades come out and stretch across the back. Inhale, slowly come up. Just move the head side to side, shaking it no, nodding it yes. Kind of shaking the hands out as well. Before we place them back behind us, fingertips pointed behind us as well. Push through the palms, squeeze the glutes and lift the hips on that inhale. Let the head hang back, coming into a reverse plank, a counter pose for our seated forward bend. Exhale, slowly release the glutes and hips down to the mat. Shake those hands out once again. We're going to open up our legs horizontal onto the mat, as wide as we can. If your legs come out into a triangle, that is fine. Find your comfort zone here. Try to keep your toes, though, pointed up to the ceiling as much as possible. Inhale, space between the fingertips. Reach the arms up. Exhale, over to the left. Right arm reaches up overhead. Try to keep that gaze up to the ceiling as well to open up that chest. Breathe in here. And exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, over to the left again. Inhale, come up. Exhale, over to the right. And inhale, come up. And rotate those wrists on the way down. Bend through the knees, plant those feet on the mat, and let's just windshield wipe our legs. Just break up that tension that we have in the hips. And make your way to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Get some space between your feet. Pick up the toes so your weight moves into the heels of the feet. Your toes are just going to grip and support you on the mat. So if you have socks on, it's probably going to be best to remove the socks before you start any yoga practice, but you heard it from me. You do what you want. I'm just providing suggestions. I'm just a guide here. And if you have a block, feel free to grab these when you come into forward fold. They have different levels, really flat, medium, or tall. So find what feels comfortable for you. Every day it changes for me. I'm sure you're the exact same way. Fingertips on the mat, bend in through the right knee. Keep that right hand and twist up through the left. Rotate your wrist here, wiggle the fingers here. Pull that arm back and open up through the chest, bringing that breath into the lungs with you. Exhale, float it down, switch sides. Bend through that left knee and reach up with the right fingertips. Take what you need here. Exhale. And just like that, we'll take this for a few cycles. Let your own breath guide you as slowly or as quickly as you'd like. This is your practice. Like I said just before, I'm only a guide. Come back into that forward fold, bending through the knees. And inhale, halfway lift, back flat. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Go ahead, step that right foot back, reach the arms up, come into a high crescent lunge. Sink it a little bit deeper with your hips and pull up with your fingertips. Exhale, twist over to the right, drop that back heel down to the mat. Arms open up to a T, warrior two. Try to open up through the chest, keeping it proud, stacking the tailbone, the collar, or the spine, all the way to the crown of the head. Drop your right arm, reach up overhead with the left. Reverse warrior. Exhale, bring both arms down, straighten through that left leg. And this is where you can grab your block if you need to. Once your left hand is grounded down on that block or the mat, reach that right arm up in a twist to triangle position. You got this. Any wobbling or finding your balance is completely normal. I welcome that, because that is me every single morning. What you don't see doesn't mean it's not happening. Exhale, float that right arm down. Frame that left foot with both hands. Step the left foot back and let's take our vinyasa. Or if you want, you could just meet me in downward facing dog. Your choice. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, step it back, downward facing dog. Once you get here, just pick up the legs, bend through the knees. A few breaths. Inhale, look up. Make your way to the front of the mat. Fingertips on the mat. Let's step that left foot back. Inhale, sweep the arms up. High crescent lunge. Now this is where the heel of your foot is lifted. The balls of your feet are on the mat. And just kind of make that ball of your foot and the heel of your foot. The ball or the heel of your foot is right stacked on top of the balls of your feet. So you're really lifting and putting that weight into the balls of your feet. Exhale, open up. Warrior two. Drop that back foot down. Arms come out to a T. Exhale, drop that left arm, reach up overhead into a beautiful reverse warrior. Exhale, float the hands down, grab that block. And once that right hand is grounded into the block or to the mat, straighten through that right knee, twist up on the left side. Perfect. Exhale, float that arm down, frame the butt, step that right foot back, and let's take our vinyasa. Inhale from downward facing dog, make your way to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release it down, forward fold, bending through the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. Stretch, 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 pull it back. Exhale, hands come down to the side, mountain pose. Move through the knees here. Shake the hands out if you need. Shake the head no, nod it yes. Take a sip of water, adjust your clothing, whatever you need to do, get adjusted to doing so. And meet me back here on the mat. Once you get there, place your hand over your heart, the other hand over your abdomen. Set your intention and just bring it now, if you already have, to the forefront of your mind. Go ahead, hands come out to the side, drop the chin to chest, bending through the knees, reach the arms up. And swan dive it down. Hands come to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step that right foot back. Reach it up. High crescent lunge. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Moving a little bit faster now. Drop that right arm on your next inhale and reach up overhead. Exhale, straighten out through that left leg. Come into your triangle position. Reach that right arm up. Breathe in here. Keep your gaze focused up to the ceiling, just past your fingertips. Exhale, float that arm down. Frame the foot. Step that left foot back, and let's take our vinyasa. Once you get into downward facing dog, take a deep, deep breath. Inhale, breathing in every last sip of air. Hold for 2 seconds. And exhale, sigh it all out. Inhale, look up. Make your way to the front of the mat. Hands come down, grounding into your fingertips. Step that left foot back this time. Reach the arms up. Come into that crescent lunge. Keep that balls of the feet grounded into the mat. Exhale, open up this time, warrior two on the left side. Bend in through that front right knee. Strong chest, stacked spine. Exhale, drop that left arm down, reach up overhead. Exhale, bring both arms down, straighten that right knee, triangle pose. Inhale, twist up on the left side, reaching up to the ceiling. Let your gaze follow those fingertips. Exhale, frame the foot, step it back, and you know this one, vinyasa. Three breaths here before you move into forward fold. Inhale, look up. Make your way to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down. Bend through the knees, root to rise, reach up. Space between each fingertip. Let your head be last. Once your fingers connect, your head looks up. Exhale, rotate those wrists down. Just bend it through the knees. Kind of wobble side to side. Let the hands just flap where they may. Drop the chin to chest, bend in through the knees, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive it down. Hands come down to the mat, step that right foot back, followed by the left, coming into a strong plank, squeeze through the glutes. Exhale, release it down to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, I want you to ground into that right foot. Inhale, sweep the left leg high, point the toes. Exhale, bring that foot back down. Perfect. Ground in through the left foot this time. Inhale, sweep the right leg high, point the toes. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it back down, downward facing dog. Just wanted to do a quick three-legged dog because it feels so good. Inhale, look up, make your way to a forward fold. Let that warming in your body and that fluid movement and bring it all the way. Bring that energy into your gut, into that abdomen. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend in through the knees. Inhale, big breath in. Reach up slowly, slowly. Head is last. Exhale, swan dive it down just as slowly as the rise up. Right foot steps back, soften the knee. Left foot steps back. Go ahead and soften the knee. coming into that tabletop position again. And we're going to take our cat-cows, dropping the belly, big breath in, into cow. Exhale, dome the spine, chin to chest, into cat. Inhale and exhale. Let your own breath guide you back and forth. Let that breath start to unite with the body. And this time on your next cat, kiss the toes together and sink it back into a child's pose instead of a cat. Inhale, come into cow, drop the belly, carve the nose up. Exhale, kiss the toes together, sink it back. A few more like these. You got this. And once you get into this child's pose, on your next exhale, stay there. Give space for the belly. Give some support to that area by breathing in a loving, aware breath. Supporting your body is number one when it comes to connecting to your body. And sometimes having those digestive issues, it can, well, from my point of view, it can most definitely be disconnecting from the life experience, just because you can't feel anything except that cramping, that bloating, that pain that resides deep in your gut. It feels like it's just a shadow lurking behind you when you do any activities. I know it can get really bad. So this yoga flow that I sequenced is just to help support that. Go ahead and reach over to the left. Stack that right hand on top of the left. Breathe in here. And exhale. On your next breath in, walk the hands to the center. And on your next breath out, walk the hands over to the right. Stack that left hand on top of the right. Inhale, come back through to the center. Final breath in this pose. Exhale, lift the head, cross the legs, and sink it back. Come into that seated position, extending the legs out. Arms follow. And inhale, breath in. Exhale, still holding on to this imaginary ball or moon in front of you. Drop it back. Coming into that full savasana here. And we're just going to bring the bottoms of the feet together, coming into a reclined bound ankle position. And if you don't have any blocks here, perfectly fine. You could take your two fists, put it right underneath those thighs, kind of where the hips and the thighs meet for support. If you want to, you can grab your two blocks and put them right underneath your knees for further support. Or you could just rest your hands on top of your thighs and let gravity do the job. You find your reclined bound angle that works for you best today. And those variations you could just use on other days where you need a little bit more support. Breathe into this area here. Just place your hands on your lower abdomen. Send some love. Just because our body isn't doing what we want it to does not mean that we cannot give our body some love, that our body is not beautiful. It is. It has carried us this far. And these positions, when we're down, fully reclined on the mat, is when our mind resists this stillness. Try hard to keep your mind still. It's going to chatter, it's going to talk to you, it's going to have random memes and thoughts pop in. That does not mean that we have to jump in and let the mind take us for a drive. What that means is bring your attention back to your breath, guided in through the nostrils, through the lungs, into the belly. Let's extend the right leg, followed by the left. Taking a few more minutes of being still, even though our mind is going to resist. You are in control. Let the arms come out where they want to fall. Let the legs come out as wide as they want. And just relax. I'll cue you when it's time. Let's start by gently breathing into the body and bringing it back into a conscious awareness. Pulling that awareness from the crown of the head to the neck, the throat, to the shoulders and chest, to your heart, through the back and belly, the hips and legs, our ankles, all the way to the soles of the feet. Go ahead and wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, keep your eyes closed. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, roll over to the side as slowly as you can, resting on that arm. And inhale, push up, coming back into a seated position. And inhale, reach the arms up, palms come together, bring them through to heart center, bow the head, just to seal our practice, to support our body in the way that it supports us, by listening to it, by loving it, and eating yummy foods that love us back, hydrating it, and always providing a safe space for it when we can. Thank you so much for joining me today for a yoga flow that is really close to my heart. Digestive issues have always plagued me, and it has ramped up after my chemo. So, like I said in the intro, this is really something that helps support gut health, and a practice that I do every single day because it requires movement and all other things to support a healthy digestive system. And if you already have issues or were born with issues like me, then you know you need a little bit more than the average person. So not everybody can take 5 to 10 dumps a day like our boyfriends can. If you like this video, go ahead and like it, and of course subscribe to my channel. And if you love content like this, then follow me at char.newmoon on Instagram. And always take care. I'll see you next week. Peace.